everybody. I'm just hopping in here quick to let you know that you can get all the CLTD books on Kindle and Amazon.com. We also have I have Audibles done for the first 2 books, and I just put out another spin-off book, Blood on the Prairie. It's very nice, very nice. So go check these out, Kindle and Amazon.com. I'll try to put links, whatever, but I'll also have them on screen, so you just know what to look for. Go read them and have fun. They're all mystery, sci-fi, fantasy, horror things. If you like supernatural, Men in Black, things of that nature, it might be up your alley. So just go check them out and give us some support. Bye now.
Warriors, come out. Hey!
The room was like mentally imbalanced. Who the fuck said that? I'm not mentally imbalanced.
You're trying to tell me that all these deaths are accidental? Must think we're all idiots here or something.
Go, let me go. I want to end it.
Easy, buddy. Just calm down.
It's the only way. I gotta end it. I gotta burn.
Oh, now calm down. Think a minute.
You gotta let me do it, Doc. You gotta.
Hey, everyone. Hey, you're probably wondering, where's Paul? Where's Anthony? Where's Maverick? Where is everybody? Well, nobody's here because Jokey Pants, I fucked up. I made a mistake. I was under the assumption, much like every time we record for the months, 4 episodes, that covers the month. And I was wrong for January because January had an extra week in it. So, whoops. But because of that, you guys are getting a little extra throwback. It's not quite like what it used to be because, I got camera on and face paint, Jokey Pants, all that good stuff. But it is a shitty movie. My God, I thought we had seen the worst of everything so far. And, so I covered the movie Python back when I first started doing Bad Taste. And I never got around to the sequel before I got Cerebral Paul on, and we started delving into other things, and it started branching out and becoming a bigger thing. So I decided, you know what, fuck it, I'll just do Python 2, and we'll fill in the gap for Creature Feature Month. And my fucking God, I wish I hadn't. This movie is such a giant pile of shit. Oh my God. So Python 2, 2002. Holy fuck, this movie's so bad. The director is Lee Allen McConnell. This is the only movie he ever fucking directed. He was an assistant director, however, on another bad movie called Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers in 1989. You think he would have taken some lessons from how that movie turned out to try to make a better movie on his own, but he didn't. He made a sequel to an okay creature feature. Here's the thing. Python 1 is not the best movie ever. It's another one of those straight to VHS, went to sci-fi, became a sci-fi classic, whatever, original, whatever. Python 2 was no different, except Python 2 is the absolute fucking worst. Python 1 had fun with the fact that there's a giant snake and it's eating people, and for a shitty B movie, it's pretty fun. It even has a fun cast in it. This movie has one returning character from the other movies, and it really is just so much worse while also trying to copy story beats from the first movie. So this movie begins, we're in a Russian secret base that has an American colonel in there for some fucking reason. I don't understand why. But this American colonel he's leading a bunch of Russian troops because they're in Russia to find this snake. Because apparently, so here's the thing. The first movie talks about that they specifically genetically modified and made the first snake in Python. This movie said, fuck that. There's just giant 80-foot fucking pythons that are fucking impervious to most kinds of damage just around in Russia, apparently. Because this is just in a random cave. include the clip here of just the random race card the Colonel pulls.
So I want to make one thing perfectly clear. From where I'm standing, I see two potential problems.
What is that, sir?
First of all, I'm an American officer commanding Russian soldiers. Is that a problem?
No, sir!
Outstanding. Second is, I'm a black man. And I know ain't no brothers in all the Russian military, so it's too goddamn cold for one. Is that a problem?
No, sir!
Outstanding.
And then on top of that, this movie, this blew my mind watching this. This movie came out in 2002. There's another movie I covered early on with Bad Taste called Dragon Fighter from 2003. This movie reuses not only the underground lab set that Dragon Fighter uses a year later, it's also using the same fucking cave that's used in the Dragon Fighter opening when the medieval knights are fighting the dragon. I couldn't believe that this is being reused. Like, I'll even include it here side by side. You can see it's the same fucking sets. So anyway, they capture their snake, but the Colonel like blows up a couple of the Russian soldiers because they're not moving fast enough, apparently, whatever. They shock it, they take it, they capture it, and they send it on a plane. And just like the first movie, the plane goes down, except in the first movie, it's that the pilot, for whatever reason, decides to open the crate and then the snake breaks free. Whereas this one, the Russians just decide to backstab the deal that was made with the American government and shoot the plane down to take the snake for themselves. We just got done recording a movie that like doesn't fucking explain anything that's going on, and it's just like, what? The whole time I'm watching this, the whole time I'm going, what? What? So they do that. They take it to a secret underground lab, and that's where, you know, they're gonna try to run their own experiments. But then we cut from that over to our main characters, Dwight and Nadia, who run, I don't know if they're supposed to be smugglers or if they're just a transporting company. Again, movie does not really explain jack fucking shit, and it just kind of keeps doing whatever the hell it's going to do. But they're delivering what I guess are artifacts or art pieces. I have no fucking idea. They're delivering something to some Russian underlord person, whatever. And they get screwed over on the deal, but then it's okay because Agent Larson from the first movie, played by William Zabka, who you'd know as Johnny Lawrence from Karate Kid and Cobra Kai, only thing you're going to know him from, he returns from the first movie, and the first movie ended saying he became a CIA agent. So here he is as a CIA agent. And then he just kind of like bails them out, and they move past that. And he says that he needs them to help transport the cargo, which we know is the snake, but he's not telling them anything. This fucking movie pissed me off.
Mr. Larson.
Sorry, hope I didn't break anything.
No problem.
How much does he owe you? How much?
It's been paying
$10,000 US.
There you go.
What's this?
It's a check.
Who are you?
Like, I would have rather watched the first one again, because the first one at least has fun with, like, Robert Englund as the scientist and shit. Like, there's fun being had in the first one, and this one doesn't have any fun. In fact, the snake just kind of fucks off for most of this movie. Until the last, like, 20 minutes. We'll get there when we get there, but, like, it is frustrating to see a creature feature that just does not have the fucking creature that its title is for like most of this fucking movie.
Must think we're all idiots here or something.
But apparently there's no one else in town that he can go to do this. So he hires them. Again, it makes no sense to me and it's fucking dumb. Continuing on with my notes, right? Continuing on here. I also just want to point out, they keep using what I know, what I think, or at least what more common, the Among Us suspicion noise. They keep using that throughout the entire fucking movie. And it's never in like a point of like, oh, but are they, or is it? Like, no, it's just random. That's just the music choice for this entire fucking movie, is that soundtrack just constantly appearing on and off. Anyway, we cut to the Russian scientists who have the snake, and they decide to open the container instead of having any other way to check what's inside, whatever, and the snake gets free and spits a bunch of venom onto the scientists, and then it escapes and breaks free, and then that's it. The snake again just disappears for a while here, because I don't even have clips of anything here, because it's just them driving through the Russian countryside, and that's it. And they need Nadia because she's a Russian, like she's Russian, so like her having her IDs will help them, I guess. There's a point later where nobody can read a sign in Russian, and Nadia is like partially blind. I don't know what made her go blind. Again, they don't really have anything that could have done that. But all of his men and his Larson's team are Russians. And when they show them here, are they vampire hunters or are they snake hunters? See, I don't know. Are they fucking vampire hunters or are they secret operative? I don't fucking know. I don't know what's with the dusters and sunglasses. But anyway, they just drive out. They go to some random bunker area, and it just takes fucking forever for them to get there. It's just a bunch of driving. That's like it for like the next 10 minutes is them just driving. But anyway, they get there, and it looks deserted, but they find some bodies, and then one of the guys has a flamethrower, and he goes into this locked up bunker storage that apparently is where they were storing just a shit ton of gas for whatever reason. Maybe there's generators, maybe there's a reason. There's so much gas, and the barrels aren't even labeled like crude oil. No, they just labeled gas. But the snake apparently was in there, and it comes out and it eats him, and then he blows up. So, you know, he's dead. Both of the guys are dead that were there. And then it's like they go down into the bunker. They're supposed to get $100,000 for this transport. And Larson's just like, well, we're going to have to figure this out. But while they're busy with that, one of the other guys gets eaten here. And Nadia comes back to the van to grab something, and I don't know why or how, but all the vehicle's tires are like melted or on fire, and I don't know how that happened because nobody did anything that should have lit them on fire. See, like, why? There was no fire or any. Are we saying that the venom can light rubber on fire? I don't know what the fuck this is. But she gets attacked in the van, And why the fuck is the side window the only window that breaks if we see like immediately after that the front of the van is what's messed up? I don't get this. I don't get that. What the fuck was that? Also, she says she didn't see anything and she doesn't know what happened. How did you not see the 80-foot fucking snake? That doesn't even come close to making sense. What the fuck is this movie? Oh, but so the snake goes off. They go down into the bunker looking for everything. And the snake shows up. Now it shows up to attack everyone now that they're in the bunker. And I have the note here. We are 49 minutes into an hour and a half long movie. Snake has been in it maybe 5 minutes total. Even if that, if I were to add all the scenes the snake actually shows up, it'd probably be about 5 minutes of almost 50 minutes into an hour and a half movie. You called it Python 2, but there's no Python in it. Like most of this movie's no Python till the ending. Like, what the fuck? So they get all attacked. Larson calls back to base, and the base is like, oh yeah, we just want the DNA of the snake. Just get us the DNA and we'll call it good. So they do that. Also, Larson is just a fucking douche. And I don't understand that choice, like, because the first movie ended with him having, like, a whole character development of, like, he starts as a douchey guy, and then by the time you get to the end of the first movie and he's got his CIA approval, like, he's going to become an agent, he's completely turned around and he's actually not a douche anymore, because he realized, like, he was just being a dick for no reason, and, like, he was becoming a better person. But going into this movie, he's just back to being a giant fucking douche for no reason. It bothered me. It bothered me having seen the first one to know, like, why is he just back to being a giant asshole? That literally makes no sense to the character. Just fucking watch the first movie, guy. But yeah, so they get attacked inside the bunker. The Python, apparently, even though it was free, decided to come back into the bunker to murder everyone. I don't understand. I don't get it. In fact, we won't get it till later, and then it makes even less sense of the plot of this movie. And there's also just, like, they keep shooting bullets, and I'm like, why are we shooting bullets? Like, Larson knows these things are, like, fucking bulletproof. He talks about he had to fight one. So, like, what? Okay. This is where we get the Russians can't read Russian. I don't understand why. I don't even include the scene in here because it's just fucking stupid. Like, all the guys are Russian, but they can't read Russian. Fucking illiterate, I guess? It makes no fucking sense to me. But they get to the lab, Larson gets his DNA shit, he tells the entire story of what happened in the first movie to Dwight when he asks, and it shows a bunch of flashbacks from the first movie, and it makes me wish I was watching the first movie and not this giant pile of shit. But Larson takes a guy, one of his guys, and they go off to try to find an exit, and let me tell you, I fucking died laughing. And I mean died laughing at this scene.
Carly, come in.
I'm here.
I need the other C4. We're gonna blow through these flames.
Because, in case you also didn't quite catch what he just said, let me reiterate it for you. They find a hallway that's all the flames, which apparently is where the gas storage is, but when we get to that point later, that's not even the area they end up in, so I don't I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, that makes it just this. None of this movie makes sense. But I'm nitpicking it because, like, what the actual fuck? But Larson says, "Bring me the other C4. We're gonna blow out these flames." And I literally have what with so many exclamation points because I rewinded like 3 times. It was like, what the fuck did he just say? Did he really just say they're gonna use C4 to blow out flames? What the fuck? It makes no fucking sense. It's so fucking dumb, and they don't even use the C4 for that. So like, it makes even less sense when you get to the ending parts. But Nadia ends up getting choked out by some random Russian who's just wandering around the base, who somehow no one saw at any point when they were walking around. Python kills the dude who had the C4 by just pulling him off the little catwalk, because I don't understand the full layout of this bunker base, but there's just endless pits. Don't fucking know. I couldn't tell you, don't ask me, I don't know. But he doesn't even eat him, it just throws him off. And then everybody's meeting back up, they're like, oh, well, we need that C4 to blow out the flames. And the other random Russian dude, who we find out is the commander of this base, mentions that there's snakes, plural. And everybody's like, the fuck do you mean? And apparently, they just had a second snake. This is a plot twist. Here, and I have it down here. We're like over an hour into this fucking movie. We're an hour and 10 minutes into this movie. There's only 20 minutes left. The fuck do you mean there's just a random second snake? Did both of the 80-foot pythons fit into that tiny little container it was in? I don't fucking think so. They only caught one. Where the fuck did the other one come from? Apparently Russians just had a second one. I can't even begin to fathom, because again, the first movie clarified the snake was made genetically modified with other snakes, blah, 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 so they could make a bigger snake. But this fucking thing they're just in Russia. I don't get the choices made. Fucking Christ. But they convince Nadia she has to go into the vent system so she can go get the C4 that's now down in the bottom of one of those giant fucking endless pits that apparently do have a bottom very, very far down that you can get to with vents and then also get back to where they are very easily. And the layout just confuses the shit out of you when you're watching this movie. But Larson gets a call from base saying that someone's made an outside call from inside the bunker, so now it's a blacklisted operation. Everyone's got to die and they got to cover everything up because it's going to come out if they don't. Sure. But I just had to clip this because it is just like the creepiest weird Russian voice that this guy uses.
The world will know of this. I've told them.
Like, what the fuck was that? Like, what was that choice? Like, that's your line delivery? Because when he talks earlier, that's not how he talks, so I don't understand. If I was Larson, I probably would have punched him too, assuming that he's been possessed by some kind of fucking demon. Because, like, what the fuck was that? Anyway, Nadia gets a C4, forgets the detonator, but that won't even fucking matter in the end. They just bypass that anyway. So lingering on that she forgot the detonator makes absolutely zero sense when we get to the end. Also, she uses a flare to just like disturb the snake or whatever, like just buy herself time. Are they heat seeking, or are they just using their tongue, or can they just see you? Because every other point in the movie would just make you think that they're just seeing what it is they're eating. But when she lights the flare, it like curls back like it's fucking hurt it's somehow by the flare. I don't get that. And then she fucking throws it at it anyway. So like, what was I don't understand. Somehow she manages to get away, comes back, gets the C4, and then there's just a random thing of Larson like pointing his pistol at no one and then hesitating, and I'm just like, what was that? I don't even think I clipped it. Because I missed, it's fucking stupid. He just like, and then he just puts his pistol away. And then you see later he shoots one of his last man to cover things up, whatever. But like that specifically, he was aiming at nobody. So I have no idea what that was about. Anyway, the commander comes running in and then he gets eaten. And that's the first snake falls down the giant pit, which, okay. But then here, the like walkway breaks, and the second snake, I have it here. What the fuck was the snake resting on? Because when he grabs the person, he just immediately falls. But, like, what the fuck were they sitting on? Yeah, see, like, it's just an endless, bottomless thing. Like, what the fuck was it resting on to be able to get the guy? Was it resting on the side? But it's so big, how? This movie has so many fucking questions that will never be answered. So we get to that. The Larson's last guy sets up the C4 without the detonator. He just bypasses that because, of course, Larson kills him and then betrays everybody because he talks about it's now a blacklisted operation, blah, blah, blah. But he gets got by a python. And Dwight has time to do this.
Go.
Just full on getting ready to pitch a baseball, because you see earlier in the movie that he like is just playing catch with his wife Nadia as like a bonding thing while they talk, and I'm just like, yeah, gotta sell he's American, he's real into baseball. The fuck. But yeah, he has time to do that, and they blow that snake up. And then they get outside, and the military comes in with the jet and starts blowing up the base, and they kill the last snake. I don't have the actual, like, the ending that's close enough to an ending. They might as well have just cut to credits, because then Nadia and Dwight just get taken by the military, and it just hard cuts to credits, and I'm like, well, first of all, this was named a blacklisted operation, so either those are Russians and they're about to be arrested for trespassing, or two, those were American soldiers coming to make sure it was cleaned up, and they're surrounding them because they're going to fucking shoot them, and that's just what it is. But the characters act like, oh god, we're sane. I'm like, are we watching it? Were we in the same fucking movie? Like, they just said no witnesses, so like, you're gonna die. The fuck do you mean? So that's Python 2, a short and sweet little episode for you, a little throwback to how I used to do the show. It's whatever. The end of the month, we have one of our longest videos coming for the end of this month, where me, Maverick, and Anrefni from What an Oddcast. Go check out our main podcast, What an Oddcast. I'd appreciate you. We put a lot of work into doing that, and it's a lot of fun. But I had them come on and we did Warriors of Virtue. So you'll get that next week. And fucking buckle up for that one. Because that is a very beefy episode. Because there was a lot to say about that movie. This movie's really bad because it just wasn't meant to be good. But Warriors of Virtue, on the other hand, was supposed to be a big budgeted good movie. And it is one of the worst movies we've ever covered on this show. Maybe I've ever covered. It is up there as one of the worst movies I've ever covered. I would rather watch some of the sci-fi B movies I covered early on than ever watch Warriors of Virtue again. But anyway, as always, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Tell your friends about it. I don't know, go watch What an Oddcast. I'd really, really appreciate you if you can give our main podcast a good listen. You can get it on podcast platforms or here on YouTube, whatever you prefer. But don't betray the puppets. Never prank your friends as a fucking serial killer. Don't ever accept a job without knowing you're going to be paid, especially when it's a government operation. Lesson for this fucking movie. Don't go into the water. Don't bring things back from the dead. Don't bury those dead under the road. And, overall, I hope you enjoyed this month. Stay tuned for February, where we're covering all just Valentine-based movies. Just all lovey-dovey. The whole month is going to be that. Because there's a few of them. So stay tuned for all that. Stay odd. Stay happy. Good night, y'all. I want to die. That was fucking horseshit garbage.